Imagine waking up to the sound of cannon fire. Your city is in flames, neighbor against neighbor, the very foundation of America trembling. What if I told you that the United States came closer to total collapse than most people realize? The Civil War wasn't just North versus South. It was the deadliest conflict in American history, one that nearly tore the nation apart forever. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see just how fragile America's survival really was and how different our world could have been if history had taken just a few wrong turns. Before the first shot at Fort Sumter, the United States was already unraveling. Decades of tension over slavery, economics, and political power had turned Americans against each other. The 1860 election of Abraham Lincoln was the breaking point. The South saw it as an existential threat, and one by one, states seceded. But here's what most people don't realize. Even in the North, war wasn't a popular idea. Many believed the Union should just let the South go. What if Lincoln had agreed? Would we be looking at two Americas today? One free, one enslaved? Just imagine how history would have unfolded differently. Speaking of different histories, ever wonder what alternate timeline historians do for fun? Probably debate whether Lincoln should have grown a mustache instead of a beard. But back to our story. By 1863, the Civil War had reached a terrifying climax. Cities burned, families were torn apart, and over 600,000 soldiers would never return home. The Battle of Gettysburg alone saw 50,000 casualties, an unthinkable number. And then came Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, just 272 words. But those words reshaped the meaning of the war itself. It wasn't just about preserving the Union anymore. It was about a new birth of freedom. The stakes had changed. If the Union lost now, democracy itself might not survive. But there was still a real possibility the Union would lose. The South had brilliant generals, international support was a looming possibility, and Northern war fatigue was at an all-time high. In fact, in 1864, Lincoln himself thought he would lose re-election, meaning the war might have ended in Confederate victory. Imagine an America where the Confederacy won. What would that look like today? But then, just when everything seemed darkest, the tide turned, and it all came down to one final gamble. Lincoln doubled down. He pushed through the Emancipation Proclamation, stripping the South of its labor force. He appointed Ulysses S. Grant, a general who fought with relentless determination. And in April 1865, the Union Army finally crushed the Confederacy. But here's the twist. The war might have ended, but the battle for America's soul had just begun. Reconstruction brought new struggles, racial tensions persisted, and echoes of division still shape our country today. The Civil War nearly destroyed America, but some argue we're still fighting its consequences. So was the Civil War truly the closest America ever came to falling apart? Or is there another moment in history that rivals it? Let me know in the comments. Enjoyed the content? Subscribe for more and stay updated. And if you want to dive even deeper into the moments that shaped America, check out this next video, the real story behind the Boston Tea Party. You won't believe how different it was from the myths we've all heard. Click on the screen now, and I'll see you there.